Good morning, friends. The sun is out. It's a gorgeous morning. It's almost 8 o'clock. Absolutely beautiful. I'm on my way over here to feed the little chickie babies. Well, they're not so little anymore. But I'm going to show you what we've done. We've been busy. Look at the new addition. They got a new condo. And they're down in there, happy as can be. Hi, girls. Y'all waiting for some nummies? See how pretty he's getting to be? He's starting to look like a rooster. They're gonna start laying pretty soon. Let me give them their scratch. And their scratch, I added some black sunflower seeds and some mealworms. So they got their mealworms, friends. Thank you to those of you who sent me a little extra money, and that's what I used it for. And that's what we built the other day. We built a nice addition. So this was the one. There's their nice little coop. And there's their addition. And my husband put a little perch in there, and boy, they enjoy that. They love that. So we need to fill up their food. I haven't let them out. They've done real good staying right in here. I've also added crushed oyster shells to their diet because now they're going to start laying soon, and that will help make their shells on their eggs strong. Oh my gosh, so much going on. We did so much stuff. Look at my potatoes. Every few days I've been hilling them in and adding compost and adding straw to them. And they're doing absolutely fantastic. Look at them. Just gorgeous. Those are all my new red potatoes. And these are all my Kennebecks. And they're all doing wonderful. So where in the world do I start? I think I'll start back here. Behind the greenhouse, where we have put all our raised beds. Now I still got a little more to go, and that's all that's left in the greenhouse. I supplied, and you'll see it, I supplied my friend with all the vegetable plants he needed for his garden, and he has a huge garden. I supplied my son. I gave quite a few away to other people. So now today, I'm gonna take those 2 tables at the end of the greenhouse, and I'm going to put them clear out there beyond the front of my house, probably way out there by that tree, and I'm going to put what's left in here out there, and I'm going to put a donation can out there. If they can afford to put a few coins in there for some plants, go for it. If you can't, just take them and eat. Grow them and have some good food. This right here, these are the raised beds we put together, and they're all planted, and that one has tomatoes and peppers and basil, which are all wonderful companion plants, and some cucumbers, which also grow very well. There's the trellises we put up. I think you can barely see them. You can see the wires. We used welded, just like we did out in the front yard. We did the same thing, the same way I showed you out in the front. And these are doing very good. I put a lot of compost under them and some straw, and I put a few nasturtiums in there because those help with pests and disease and help with all kinds of stuff. And there's some cucumbers here. These, I believe, are, these are my yard-long cucumbers, my Armenian yard-long cucumbers. And then I've got some Let's see, what else do I got in here? I've got green beans, which are doing, you can see, fantastic. I've got some marigolds and nasturtiums. And then over here, I've got, I believe I put scarlet runner beans in there. They'll be beautiful. So, we got another trellis here. We got trellis there. We got 2 trellises out here. See how nice they are? And then over here, I'm growing not sweet peas, but garden peas, the little marvels, see them? And they're gonna grow up. The only thing is with peas, they don't grow up and around. They just like to grow straight up. And then I got summer squash there. And then in this bed, which I did Lord have mercy, square foot gardening. I did a square foot here, and it's all kale, the scarlet and the green kale. And then I'm gonna show you in another video how you can plant in odd containers. You can plant in anything, planting on a budget. Oh, look at who's out. Charlie. See her over there? Charlie kitty, what are you doing? My pots are doing good there. I planted those before. My salad greens are coming up quite well. They're going to be nice. Over here, my onions are doing fantastic. And I have told you this was the little girl's garden, which we just have. This is the few things that I have to finish. We've got a few things in there. That's the garden they wanted to plant for their daddy who lives across the street from me. And you see I still got some stakes there for tomatoes over here. And then the little girls planted this with this little tiny trellis. They wanted to grow a little cucumbers in there. So they're growing 3 White Wonder cucumber plants in there. Let's come around here. This is absolutely turning out fantastic. There's my beans coming up, my Hadista shield figure beans that are coming up in the cement blocks that we put there, that we dug up. So those are nice. And then I got a nice little barrel of, I'm still not sure where I'm going to put that. It's kind of hanging out there for the meantime. Begonias, they're beautiful. And my culinary basket, remember when I showed you these in a greenhouse? Those are doing wonderful. Look at how the rosemary has taken off in there. I love those. So over here, I also did a little container gardening, but I am going to show you how easy you can plant stuff on a budget. Those are all green beans. Aren't those nice? They're turning out good. They're going to grow fantastic in a little container. So that's part of the little girls' garden. And this is doing quite well. My little wagon. You can see how everything's growing up so nice. Look at that basil growing up in that. I love that. And the sage and the parsley and the lovage. It's doing really good. This isn't doing so good. I put those in there and they just aren't really taking off. So I'm going to give them a little more time. See if they do good. If not, I'm going to pull them out and put something different in there. And over here, friends, these are my turkey craw beans coming out. And they're doing quite fantastic. See how they're doing? And they're going to grow all up the string. They'll do really good. And then for my darling neighbor, who I get along with real well, I planted a little container here. I put a little container here out of wood and planted peas. And then we made a teepee so that they can grow all the way up that teepee. And we're finally getting lilacs. And this bed, this is a part of this garden here. This is Janet's flower garden, my neighbor's flower garden. However, we share this because where the fence is right here, those stakes, that's the property line. You can see it goes right through the center of the garden. But that's okay. It's beautiful. So she's had that there, and my daughter put that together for her about a few years ago. But anyway, here I have planted moonflowers and morning glories. So the morning glories, when they grow up this fence, and the moonflowers too, the morning glories will be blooming in the morning, and the moonflowers will bloom towards evening, and it'll be beautiful. And I made a nice little fence for it out of twine. Yes, friends, I have been busy. And take a look at this. This is how fast mint will spread. When I planted this mint, and I used my own soil, so I used a little bit of my composted manure and then some nice potting soil in there, or a potting mix, and look at how that's doing. It was just a couple little sprigs when I put it in there, and this just went nuts. And here, friends, is another little, you can plant, and I'll show you that. I'll show you that in the next video. But that's a half bushel basket, and I've got squash growing in there, and that is regular zucchini squash. Okay, we had to move our clothesline because it collapsed, and I don't know why. We had it cemented in on the other side of the house, but one of the boards broke right in half inside the cement, and we can't figure out how. But anyway, see that? We put them over here, a new set. So this weekend we'll be able to string that and get that going. And I got to finish up my pond. It's all cleaned out, but I got to get my lights around it. I've got everything planted. My pretty little geraniums. Aren't they pretty with their pink faces? So all my pots over here are planted. I've got my hostas coming up back there, and I've got a stray coming up over there. All that's planted, and it looks nice. So I'm just going to take back here, because I didn't have time this year to get rid of all those daylilies. So I just take and put a few marigolds and some goodies back there to give it a little splash of color by the pond. Charlie, are you enjoying the outside? Oh, you're going to run away? Kitty, 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 what are you doing? Charlie. She's finally outside. She's loving it too. We'll leave her be. Yes, right out here by this tree is where I'm going to put the extra plants. And we have gotten all the plastic, you see, off our windows. And I cleaned out my front beds, and all that grows in here is my hostas. See? All that stuff's off the porch. And I got beautiful hostas over here. And they get big. They take up the entire beds back here. They're nice. And my peas, you can see, are doing well. All along the trellis. See them on down there? They're doing beautiful. And some of them are even starting to climb up. See how it attaches to it? Those are going to be nice. It's going to grow all the way up there. And this, remember, my husband did this for my birthday. I've got that all planted. And I put cucumbers. Those are the little national pickling cucumbers. I put in a couple nasturtiums, and I also put bush beans in there. And those are doing quite well. See all the new growth on them? Very well. And over here on this side, I am growing some more scarlet runner beans. Absolutely beautiful. They'll be beautiful out here. And you know, scarlet runner beans, they attract your hummingbirds. I just love hummingbirds too. And I've got some Royal Burgundy beans growing here. And these are bush beans. and they're doing nice. And then I did 4 nasturtiums I put in there because those are good for beans, good companion plants. And look at my trees. This is a profusion crabapple. Look at those flowers. Aren't they just gorgeous? Absolutely. I love it. I got my bird feeders all filled up. And I got some oranges up there. Here's my other. This one bloomed a little sooner than the other one, so it's almost done blooming. But my onions are doing good. See, I'll show you. My onions are doing very good. Pretty soon I'll be able to give them their first haircut. I have yet to plant this. This container I always plant flowers in. And I might plant it full of nasturtiums because I have a lot of those left. This is my tarragon that come back from last year. So it's pretty full in there. And then I planted some more basil and some more thyme in there. I think I remember showing you that. And a pretty little flower. Isn't that pretty? And all this stuff is going to take off, and this is really starting to take off, my lemon balm. And you know what else I like? And I didn't find any this year. I got to go see my friend in Mesick, is lemon verbena. I love lemon verbena. And this is an oregano, because I use it when I grow the thyme and rosemary and oregano and all that. I use a lot of that for cooking. And I put a little spearmint in there and a flower, and there's another leaf basil. And then my thyme from last year, and all my chives are doing good. And I planted my flowers in here. So these are doing nice. I just planted some petunias and pansies. And I'm not sure I remember the names of those, but they are gorgeous. So, Charlie, what are you doing? Are you wanting in the house? Come here, kitty, 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 come here. Come here, Charlie. Come here, Charlie. What you doing outside? You want to go in the house, don't ya? You want to go in the house? She's so sweet. And this is all my hostas. And I get a kick out of my stepdad. He calls them hostages. He says, oh, your hostages are doing good. Had to move my little bunny rabbit. And the girl's this little ball. But those will fill in that entire bed. I don't have to put anything else in there. That's what I like. Some of these beds that do that. And we had a cold spring, friends. So my lilac bush there is usually absolutely loaded. But this year, if you can see towards the top there, I only got a few on it. But that's it, friends. That's what I have been busy doing. And we have gotten a lot of stuff done. And see the chickens, they're loving their new addition. It's not a chicken coop anymore, friends. Now it's a chicken condo. You think they're happy? Their run is 18 feet long by 5 feet wide. And there's only 11 of them in there. So I think they got enough room to sprawl around. The only thing is I feel bad because they can't run around and, look for worms and bugs and stuff. So that's why I added a little extra to their scratch. And mealworms aren't cheap. My gosh, those are expensive. And I was looking at a big 5-pound bag because I just mix it right in their scratch so they get a little bit each day. And a 5-pound bag of mealworms is $42. It's like, oh my gosh, that's 5 pounds. I could buy 2 bags, 3, 4 bags, almost 4 bags of their chicken feed for that price. It's like I can't afford that. So they get that for a treat, and I make sure they get a little bit in there. But boy, I sure would like to get a big bag of that. Anyway, look at the onions are doing really good too. See my onions coming up? So that's what I've been busy with. And look at all that stuff. That's another video. Actually, that's the next video. I'm gonna show you how fun it is. You can garden on a budget. So anyway, I'm gonna close this video. I gave you a little grand tour of everything, how it's coming along, how everything's doing, and it's beautiful. And I'm happy, I'm pleased. So anyway, friends, there you have it. A little update. Thanks for watching.